Hey Sketchy friends, I'm safely installed back in South Africa. Thank you so much to those of you who wished me well on my move back here. I mean, I spent most of 2020 living here anyway, but then I had to go up to the UK, sort a few things out, and now I'm kind of back here in South Africa more permanently, I hope. But yeah, thanks for your well wishes, and also thanks for your kind words and well wishes towards my fiance, who is now out of hospital. He is still not great, but he's definitely on the path to recovery. So thank you so much for your well wishes. Seeing as I'm here and I've got limited access to things right now, a lot of things are in the suitcase, etc. I really wanted to show you my completed sketchbook. I think I must have started it in, let me see here, yeah, January, basically. So yeah, as most of my things are packed away, and I'm also in the middle of a super crazy project that I can't wait to share more information with you guys about. I have alluded to it in my previous video and on Instagram, and if you're an email subscriber, I've mentioned it there as well a little bit. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the next few weeks. I am going to be mentioning it more and more. I'm also going to be releasing a 6-part mini series completely free in the lead up to the course, which is going to have loads of value. So if you want all of that stuff and you want to be the first person to hear about when the course is going to launch and all that kind of thing, then do join the waitlist below. Click in the link below. It's at www.sketchyadventures.com. So the link is in the video description below, and you'll get the emails and the free video series and all that kind of stuff, and you won't miss anything. So yeah, do join below. But as promised, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be releasing more and more information about that. So yeah. Today I am going to just flick through my latest completed sketchbook. I think a few of these might be pictures that or sketches you've seen in some of my YouTube videos actually. But yeah, I thought now I've finished it and it's one thing I do have to hand that was in my suitcase, I can talk you guys through it. So this sketchbook is a Hahnemuhle watercolor sketchbook. It's the A5 size. I really like it. It's just a daily sketchbook, not too precious about it. It's a really affordable price and it is nice to use. So in this sketch here, some of you will recognize this. This was day 1 of my 7-day urban sketching at home challenge, which I did film. It's available to watch on YouTube, but if you want to actually really join in and kind of get involved, then head over to urbansketchingworld.com to sign up, and you get an email every single day with the prompt for that day and a little video of me doing it as well, and just some words of encouragement and stuff. So if you're interested, do go check it out. This was for day 2, so just some sketchy kind of collage of my houseplants. Oh no, sorry, this was day 3. I'll tell you what happened. Day 2 happened in another sketchbook. I did it in my tone sketchbook. So sorry, this is day 3 of the challenge. This is day 4 of the challenge. So it's my feet. I was quite happy with my feet actually. Less happy with the car, but cars can be tricky, especially these sort of newer cars with like all these nice little curves and whatnot. It can be tricky. But it was okay. It was okay. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't my best. This was for day 6, so people sketching, but basically just one person, because I think we were in lockdown at the time. Yeah, January, maybe, can't remember. But yeah, my fiance, just sketched him in lots of different positions whilst he was working or doing whatever he was doing. And then this was day 7. So just a collage of different things that was going on during my day. And then these were from a video that I did of 3 different sort of line and wash or ink and watercolor sketching techniques or processes that you could use. Just a bit of fun, bit of an experiment. So that was 1, 2, and 3. This I recorded as a bonus lesson for my upcoming course. So this wasn't actually intentional, but it's quite nice to mention the course again, you know, sketchyadventures.com. Please do go check it out. So yeah, this is part of the bonus, like just getting a bit experimental and stuff. This was a test sketch for another sketch in the course. I didn't actually like this one, I got the colours wrong, but this is why it's good to do a test sketch, you know. This I was playing around with, just trying to channel a little bit of an artist I really like called Neil Whitehead. Didn't really get it, to be honest, but just messing around really, taking inspiration from him. And this was a street scene in Guanajuato, Mexico, where I was kind of living for a bit in 2019. Found this photo on Pinterest. I think that this is actually a video as well. Again, just messing around really, trying to get some nice water colours and trying to get the vibe of icy, snowy thing with this bright yellow cabin. This is the church in my little village in Headley. So some of you might have seen my video quite recently, giving you a tiny little walk around my little village in the UK. So this was actually from one of my photos, and it was because I was just playing around with negative shapes and using weird colours, basically unexpected colours. So that was just an experiment. I love just experimenting in my sketchbook. It's literally the best thing, you know, all pressure off and just have fun and sort of splash some paint around and sketch some things. It's good. Another video, just experimenting again with some different ways of doing the same scene. This one was from, I was trying out John Harrison's style. I did a whole interview with him and then just tried to have a slight go with some of the tips that he'd produced in that interview. So yeah, it was a really fab interview with John. He gave us so much gold. So if you haven't watched that video, do go check it out. These were some sketches I did whilst I was in Egypt. So when I left South Africa to go to the UK, I spent 2 weeks in Egypt for reasons I won't go into, but I couldn't go back to England for one reason or another. So anyway, I had 2 lovely weeks in Egypt and actually met up with a friend and also my boss who I hadn't seen for a year. So that was nice. So yeah, I was just sitting at a cafe here on a table in a nice place called Jackie's, waiting for my breakfast, I think, and I had a little sketch. And then this one was, it was in the graveyard cemetery in Old Cairo, kind of near the hanging church and that kind of thing. But a lot of the, I don't know what you call them, tombs or whatever in the cemetery look like little Greek temples, and the church nearby is kind of like a Greek Orthodox church and stuff. So yeah, I think I don't like the sky colour in this, otherwise it could have been cool. I like this part quite a lot. Negative space with the tree there. Again, it was all just a bit experimental, but I think the blue of the sky is just too blue for my liking. So this one, I drew it whilst I was at the airport waiting for my flight. I drew the line work and then they called us for the flight. So I finished it at home, but I do have a video. Well, it was part of the Egypt video. I've got all of these sketches in there. This one is of Tikal in Guatemala, which I have visited, and but I did do this from photo, but I was just sketching some stuff for Heritage Day. So again, I've got a video on this. And at first I was like, oh, this sketch is going awfully. I just returned from Egypt. I was at home. I was like, oh, I don't know. But actually it came out, I was just really happy with how loose and yeah, it came out nicely. I like that one. I was a really big fan of this one actually. I was looking at David Gentleman's work quite a lot in a book I've got of his that I mentioned in my video about the 5 books that got me hooked on urban sketching. And I think I was listening to a podcast or the audio series called West Cork, which they've now turned into a bit of a 3-part Netflix thing called Sophie. I just absolutely love the audio series. Anyway, so this is a scene of West Cork, and it was kind of done after looking through David Gentleman's work. So it's really moody. I really like how this came out. This one some of you might recognise from a video that I did. This wasn't the actual sketch that I did in the video actually. This was just one I did before. I was messing around with it and I was like, I quite like this idea of having the houses and foreground all drawn in pen and stuff, and then having this very loose cork cathedral in the background. So that's why I decided then maybe it'd be fun to do that as a video to show you guys. This is another scene of somewhere in West Cork. Again, it was done from a photograph, just messing around again. What I do like actually is in this foreground area, I'd kind of painted, well, I don't know if this is paint or ink pen, either way. But then I got my gouache out actually, and then I did some foliage in the foreground there. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I really like how that looks actually. I'm still just sort of messing around with gouache, but I do like that you can paint light over dark. Gives you quite a few more options to play with. This, to be honest, is a bit of a mess. Yeah, I'm still figuring out reflections in water and whatnot, but it's not as horrible as I remember it being, but I'm not a huge fan. I think it's just a photo off Pinterest of somewhere in Norway, I think, maybe Bergen, not sure. Anyway, these sketches you might recognise from the video I did of just drawing pen and ink and then adding one really bright, obnoxious colour in the background. This was the one I actually did on camera here. And then also did this as a video as well. Again, the idea of just having a loose wet and wet kind of background and then just something really quite sharp in the foreground. This was Chichen Itza in Mexico. And then I think I was looking through a lot of Danny Gregory stuff and I was like, oh, do you know what? It would be cool just to do a bit more of a sketch journal. So that's why I decided to do the sketchbook page of all these old Nintendo games that we found, these Game & Watch games from the 1980s. Tell you what, I sold them on eBay for quite a nice little bit of money. So yeah, if you've got some of those lying around, highly recommend selling them on eBay. And then continuing on the sketch journal idea, which you can see lasted all of 2 days. I was sitting on a train. My idea was to actually sketch people, but because, you know, this is the age of COVID, it was I think I just got back. It was my first train trip up to London to see some of my team. Yeah. And there was no people on the train, which is good, but not good if you want to sketch them. So I just sketched the empty carriage actually, and I actually really like how this came out. I really feel like I'm sitting there. Not that it's an amazingly accurate or realistic drawing, but I can, yeah, I don't know. I can see it, I can feel it, you know. This is a horrible sketch that I did sitting on a bench in Petersfield. This was actually the rescued version. The version at first was much worse. If you're a Patreon though, we talked through it and like we tried to rescue it, and yeah, if you're one of my Patreons, you know my feelings about this sketch. Anyway, yeah, this was a sketch you guys might recognise. Again, the church in my village in England. I did a little video on this. I was really trying to channel like Liz Steele's vibe in this, like when she's really quick, you know, and like even her sky kind of, she does a bit of bluey, pinky stuff, and I don't know. I think it's got a bit of Liz Steele's spirit in it. And then this one was a really popular video actually. I was delighted. I keep telling my friends that her rusty doorknob in her downstairs toilets actually earned me a bit of money on YouTube. So yeah, and I did this with like the Schmincke super granulation paints, so really good for rust and just kind of really fun over here. But yeah, I was really happy with this sketch. This one also did a YouTube video on. I was saying goodbye to my bass guitar that I'd had for, I don't know, over 7 years probably, maybe more. And yeah, just a bit of an end of an era. I mean, to be fair, I quit the band a couple of years ago, but I just held on to the bass because it was kind of like formative instrument of my youth. But I'm also moved countries and now trying to, not successfully I might add, but trying to get into the minimalist kind of vibe. Difficult to be a minimalist when you're addicted to art supplies, but I try my best. Anyway, so yeah, it had to go really, but it earned me a nice amount of money, which was good. So it all comes in handy for future stuff. This sketch I'm going to talk more about in my mini series again for my course, Sketch Your Adventures. I'm doing a 6-part mini series in the lead up to it, so make sure you click on the link below this video to sign up to the waitlist, and you'll get those videos emailed to you every couple of days, I think starting somewhere around the 9th of August. So I'll talk about this a bit more then. Again, if you've seen my video on where I live, this is the pub. This is the local pub, which I sketched whilst I was sitting in front of it mainly. So yeah, I was quite happy with that. Now these, I'm trying to sketch portraits. I don't know, I sort of just picked up my sketchbook and I was like, do you know what, I want to try and sketch some people. So yeah, this one's in watercolour mainly. The background's in gouache, but this one's watercolour and this one's all in gouache. So yeah, I mean, they're okay. I think it's a start, you know. And then another one as well. I started with an orange base layer and then was painting black and white over the top of it. But as you can see, I got so far and then I sort of trailed off and I haven't really finished it. I might come back and finish it. I'll see how I feel. This one, I was just kind of playing around really. There's all these cool photos on Pinterest of like doors or windows with these beautiful landscapes through them that have been photographed, and I really like it and I really like the idea. I like how this has come out. I'm not too sure about the edge of the window, not sure I've quite got that yet, but also I did a really dodgy composition where I've just sort of cut it off there, which was an interesting decision, not one that I should have made, but anyway. Oh, I have one page left. Okay, not finished the sketchbook, but maybe I'll just leave it. It's pretty much finished. This was a sketch at the V&A Museum in London, where again a bit of an odd composition really, with these two people sort of looking off over here, but I don't know, as a few people have said, you sort of wonder what they're looking at, so you know, maybe it's not a terrible composition, but yeah, again, just trying to, I don't know, I really want to get to a position where I'm sketching more of these kinds of just sort of normal day-to-day scenes, you know, rather than like lots of pretty things. So yeah, anyway, I was quite happy with that. This one again is in the mini series, so I'll be talking about this in the videos to come. This is a nice little French kind of scene. I've had this photo reference saved in Pinterest for ages now and I just haven't got round to sketching it, but I thought I would literally a few days ago actually. This one, also the houseboat, which some of you will recognise from the video, although this isn't the one that I did in the video. This is, again, me messing around and then being like, okay, I think this might be an interesting concept to share on YouTube. This was me completely, really roughly messing around with a commission I had, just trying to get a feel for the features of the house and just being playful, really. It's, you know, sometimes really fun just to like, I wonder what would do if I just went like this with my paintbrush, and I wonder what it would do if I just, you know, it's fun. And then also this one was a commission as well for someone who got engaged in these little kind of eco pod type, I think they're actually old pig barn things, I don't know. So this wasn't the final idea I went with, but again, it was just getting a feel for the edges of the thing and playing around with composition and that kind of thing. And then also likewise another commission of it's of a church actually in San Miguel de Allende in Mexico, which is where I was living in 2019. So that was quite interesting. A lady contacted me via Etsy, and yeah, I think her sister and brother-in-law recently renewed their wedding vows here. So yeah, she wanted me to do a sketch of this. It's quite difficult because there's not many good photos of this particular church online, but yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it. Anyway, the final one didn't quite look like that, but again, just sort of messing around in the sketchbook really. So that is it. So it's quite a good mixture of sort of stuff in this, from urban sketching to sketching from photo reference to doing YouTube demos and all sorts of things really. So again, if you haven't signed up for the Urban Sketching at Home Challenge, you can join any time. It's just really fun, you know, just have fun to have a go. And I do my best to share them on Instagram at Urban Sketching World as well. And yeah, do check out the course that I mentioned, my new course. Go sign up to the waitlist and you'll be the first one to hear more information about it. But thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.